Hey YouTube, welcome back. Starting with chapstick as always. We're going to just jump in. The only thing I have on my face, I did my brows again with the Lottie eyebrow pencil. And Estee Lauder concealer under eyes and around my nose. That's it. No powder, no foundation, no nothing. I did already prime my eyes. Look number 3. We're going to use the entire bottom row. What I'm thinking... We're going to see what these do on their own, because all the other shimmers I topped over the mattes that were in that row. So first half of the lid, second half of the lid, and then we'll figure out transition. But I will say which shadow it is, meaning the second one in the bottom row, that type of thing, because I don't know what this is going to look like. And I am excited though. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I don't know if this would even add anything to intensify these shades. I don't know if these 2 shades will bring that out. And let's just see what the shimmers do on their own. So for the lids, we're going to use Hourglass number 3 brush. We're going to take the second shade in that row, the bottom row. And we're just tapping that on. I'm not using a sponge tip applicator because we're not topping, and we're putting this directly on top of the tacky primer. I'm gonna edit this part out and me placing it on the other eye. We're going to take a clean one and go into the 4th shade in that bottom row. We're not tapping off, and you will notice that I am patting and not swiping. That look was because these are not that different. The shades, the way they show up on my lids. I'm going to go lightly in between to blend. I'm going to edit out doing this on the other eye. The first shade was sheer enough. I can still see my skin underneath the shadow. The second shimmer shows up deeper. It is a deeper shade. But it's not that different from the first shade we used. And y'all know how I feel about that when shades are very similar. What I'm realizing about this palette is they seem to have a cool tone and a warm tone in the same color family. The same with these 2. They showed up similar, but one was a little more cool, one was warm. And the same with this one. This one is a little more cool, this one's a little more warm. So I do think there's something in here for everybody if this is your color story. We're going to keep going. We're going to take this first shade. I'm holding it upside down. The first shade in the bottom row. Want to Esom V33. We're going to tap into it. And we're going to tap it on. Because this being a tacky primer, I'm not able to just go straight in and blend because the brush will get stuck, the shadow will get stuck. This is not a shade on me, which would make it good for buffing out if it did that or blended. And I think it will blend. We're going to take some more and we're actually going to go very lightly in small circular motions to blend this out. I'm going to edit out doing this on the other eye. We're going to wipe off that brush and go into the last shade in that row. And we're going to tap straight into it. And we're going to put it where we put that first one. This one is a non-shade on me as well. So it seems either shades look similar to other shades in this palette, or it doesn't show up on me at all, or it looks a little dusty, which these don't make me look dusty. The look number 2, that first shade in the middle row made me look dusty. Yeah, let me do something lower lash line. I'm going to take, hopefully this is a deep purple. Just says purple. This is NYX Retractable Eyeliner. Of course, we're going to put that under here. And I don't know why I'm going dark, because none of these shadows in this row is dark. None of the shadows in this palette is dark. I'm thinking we'll take that second lid shade and put under here. I just need more color, some vibrancy, something. We're going to take a Fenty 220 brush, that second lid shade, and we're going to put that under here. My next look, I'm going to put some of these shimmers over a black base. I'm still trying, y'all. I'm determined to do a look that I'll be like, wow. I'm not saying I don't like the look, it's just not my preference. And I think I said that in the last video, that I think that's going to be my theme for this palette. I like the look, it's just not my preference. Surprisingly, I don't look like I have pink eye. We're going to go back with that brush we used for our transition shade, not adding any shadow on the brush. And we're just going to buff that. There's one shade in here I didn't use. I didn't use this middle shade. We're just going to tap the same brush in here, and we're going to use that just to buff under here. So right now, and I can say, I used every shade in this palette. This was the last one to use. So this is what we have. Very easy. This palette is easy to use. Nomad's formula is wonderful. You saw how they went on. I didn't have any problems even packing on the shimmers over top of just the base. Went on fine. I do have some fallout from when I layered the shimmers on my lid, but nothing that's like, oh my gosh. I just realized I didn't even do blush, bronzer, any of that. And I remember saying I just have one concealer and that's it in my brows. But in my mind, I'm sitting here looking at myself like, I really don't have on any other face paint. So we're going to, I'll be tripping, y'all. Fenty eyeliner in Big Truffle. And I'm going to edit out putting this on both of my upper lash lines. We're going to take the Charlotte Tilbury mascara, top and bottom lashes. I'm going to edit out this process. We're going to wipe off a little chapstick. We're going to take, first thing I touched, Stila lip gloss and Bonus Baby. I'm going to edit this out. This is way too matchy-matchy, but this is what we have. Yeah, I want to do something else with this palette, but I'm not really feeling it, because I'm thinking of just doing like maybe this little quad or these 6 here, because those are some of the deeper shades in the palette. But then because of how they show up on me, I don't know. But I do really think I want to do over a base, either a brown or a black base, just to see. And so thank you for being here, and you'll see me in a few seconds. Chapstick, you know this. No face paint on at all whatsoever, not even concealer, as you may be able to tell. Primed my lids with regular clear tacky primer, and then over top of that I put on MAC's Paint Pot and Black Mirror. It dries quick, you gotta work quick, so I do one eye at a time, blend it out as best I can before it dries, because once it dries, it's not budging. And lower lash line, NYX Retractable Eyeliner in brown. So that's what we have on, and you just saw me put on chapstick. Eyebrows, the Lottie eyebrow pencil that came in a subscription box. What we're going to do today, do I have out enough brushes? If not, I will edit out and pull out some more. What I'm thinking, I'm really trying, y'all. I'm really trying. Innermost corner, center lid. I just want to see if this base is going to bring out the shimmers. this on the outer lid. And I was thinking of maybe doing a halo, but I really want to see what the shimmers are going to do since there are 6 shimmers in here. And you saw these 3 shades were non-shades on me. This one made me ashy. And so we're just going to not even look at those. So that leaves me with these to work with. And out of these 12, 6 are shimmers. And so we're going to see. I will call out second shadow, first row, because it is upside down, middle row, bottom row. And we're just going to see. I just dropped. That's another reason I like having duplicate brushes, because if I drop one, I don't have to get up to get it. I can just pull out another one. And so, actually, let me take this smaller brush. Or do I want to take that brush? I'm using dense brushes for the shimmers to see how they'll lay over this base. And if it doesn't, then I'll go in with, what are they called? Sponge tip applicators. I've had a long day today. It's always something with me. Like, seriously, it always is. Okay, so we're going to take an Esom V27 and go into the 4th shade in the top row. Why does this look like... I think this is more so a topper because it's not wanting to pick up. So we're going to press and see what it does. And I'm swiping a little hard here. I am really thinking the base will bring out the shimmers, which has been my experience with using a black base or even a dark brown base with shimmers. But I'm really trying, y'all. All right, I'm gonna take a sponge tip applicator, going into that same shade and putting it in and swirling it around versus swiping. Either or will work. I realize when I swirl, it does create kick up in the pan, even though it is creamy. So, oh, I just felt a chunk fall on the side of my nose. So the sponge tip, I did swipe this time instead of going in circles. You do get more saturation, a lot more saturation with a sponge tip. So if you don't want to wet your brush, oh, that makes a huge difference. You don't want to wet your brush, you don't want to use your finger. Sponge tip applicators, I got them from Amazon. I've even seen them after the fact at the dollar store. I don't know if the quality is the same, because these are really nice, and even putting pressure on it, it doesn't fall apart on me. And so I am really liking these. I initially purchased these to work with Pat McGrath's Celestial shades, and they work very well for that. Yeah, I like this. So now I know sponge tip applicators over black base. So far, what I'm saying may change as the video continues. Because I also need to think about, too, if I'm only going to use the 6 shimmers, you know, I have other shimmers I can use in other palettes instead of just using this one as a companion palette just for the shimmers, if you know what I'm saying. We're going to go down to the 4th shade in the 2nd row. And we're using, this is an Hourglass number 3 brush. You see me use this brush a lot. I like it because it's wide. Okay, so we're going to put that brush down. We're going to go on to a clean side of the sponge tip. So not this side. We're going to just flip it over to that side. We're going to swirl. And we're going to put that here. So it does layer nice over a base. And even when I layered shimmers using a sponge tip applicator over a matte shadow, that worked well also. Still, this shade is not much of a shade. That just kind of, I can see a difference. I'm overlapping a little bit. I'm going to switch back to the 1st shade side and sweep that over. Oh man, this is the 1st shade. This is the one we're using now. All right, so we're going to, I'm gonna edit out putting it on this side just to see what it do. The 4th shade in the bottom row. That's what that looks like. We're going to pat that here. I'm liking how this one is looking, even with this brush. I just tapped in again. I'm doing like a tap press, slightly, not sweeping, and maybe it's because I have puffiness, so I'm just pressing and pushing the skin over, well, the brush over, but it's pushing the skin over. And I like how this looks. And so this one, I don't feel the need to go in with a sponge tip applicator. We're going to sweep it over to blend. This shade is this one. So the black base did actually turn that to a purple, which I like. As a whole, I would just like more distinction between the colors on my lids. And I've said it quite a few times. Complexion and undertone does make a difference. I've seen some gorgeous looks with this palette. But then I look at, you know, the complexion and undertone, and I'm thinking, is that going to look like that for me, though? And I know I've said it before. I like Nomad's formula. And so part of me wanted to try it and then to see, you know, can I deepen the shades with a base? And that's what this portion of this video is. I'm just sweeping upward just to blend over that black base line. So I am glad that I'm trying it. I am glad I got it for the price I got it for in the Boxy shop. The way I feel right now, I'm going to end up giving this away. I'm going to take this brush. Did I say what that one was? I don't know. This one is a Fenty 220. We're going to take that same shade that we just put on our outer corner, and we're going to put that under here. And that does not look right because this is the color of the shadow. Up top it looks purple, and I do like that purple look because it adds some depth to it, even though this part is turning purple because of that dark brown. Maybe I should have put a black liner under there, right? Duh. Isn't that interesting how this looks purple like this, but this looks the color of it? That is really interesting. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Thank you for being here with me to experiment with this. I don't know why I didn't think to put black underneath. I don't know what color I thought I was going to put under here, which is why I chose brown. Now this all looks the same color. Maybe I went further down over here. Let me see, is that what I did? Is that why that looks more red? Yeah, I think I just brought it further. Yeah, that's what it was. I brought it further down off of the base. And so that's where you see the red. That is interesting. Oh my gosh. That is funny to me. So I'm going to take a brown one. Not a brown one. This is a purple one. Because this is throwing me off how the first portion of the lower lash line looks purple. And then this doesn't. That is, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I be trying it, y'all. Hashtag troll be trying it. I'm going to take, what brush did I drop? Not this one. This is a Esom V33. We're going to tap into that shimmer, the one we put on outer corner just a little bit, and we're going to use that to buff, because I am liking how it's creating that red line under the purple. So we're going to do it on purpose. So I'm just tapping in very, very lightly, and we're going to buff this under here. And I think I actually like that. And I'm surprised again, like I was the other day, that it doesn't look like I have pink eye with all this pink around my eye. This is still more purple. Tapping in again just a little bit. Just to try and get it to look the same. I be making noises. We're going to take a clean fluffy brush. Is this the same one? Another Esom V33. Oh, I got flecks in my eye. And we're going to tap into the lower right shade. And we're just going to put that here. I don't really think we need it because I think it blends up nicely. We're tapping in again. And even these shades on this side, well, that bottom shade in the right corner and the top shade in the right corner, those are also almost non-shades on me too. The entire first column is a non-color, except one made me look dusty, I think. So, yeah, that doesn't leave me much to work with in this palette when at least like 4 of the shades are non-colors. And some of the shimmers look like other shimmers in this palette. So I don't have a lot of variety in this palette. I kind of want to say this might be my favorite look with this palette, and I don't even really like this look. I'm liking that you can see different colors, but I'm not liking the work that I needed to put into it to get the colors to show up. And this center shimmer, it was almost like not there. It was only shimmery. Well, not only because I used it the other day. Did I? I think 2 days ago. I think the video before this, I used the bottom row. So that was the purple. And the day before when I did the middle row, those two shimmers, the two shimmers in that row didn't look much different from each other. And the top row didn't either, neither did the bottom row. So, all right, I'm gonna stop because I don't think there's anything new I can say. We're gonna go into nothing. Trying to think of what I wanna do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this brush that we use for this shade, and we're going to put that on our inner lid. And yes, I know I used a sponge tip for that gold, and I'm not using a sponge tip for the outer corner shade. I'm gonna see what it's gonna do. So not quite a halo eye. I'm just layering, just to see, just to get something else. I'm not liking this. I am not. What I'm gonna do, I'm not liking this center shade, which is this one. I'm not feeling it. We're gonna take something. I just picked this up at random. Travel Color Wash Scott Barnes brush, and this is just really big, so it might not be the one I want. I'm not gonna use that one. I'm gonna take Esum V27, and we're gonna go into this shade right here. It looks more red in person, this shade right here. And we're gonna put some here. And the shimmer is eating it. This is a matte shade. Let me know your thoughts on this palette. If you have it, if it worked for you, if you were excited about it, because as you see, I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna take this all over the lid because I'm not liking how that shade is looking. I will say, these shades layer really well. This is a matte over a shimmer. They layer really well, as you can see, and very easily. And I don't have a lot of fallout. That does not look any different. It just turned it brown. Yo, like, what am I doing? I'm trying to get something different, trying to get something to show up more bold, but these are not bold colors. And so maybe I'm just trying to get something that this palette just does not have. And that's something to consider. If a palette isn't giving you what you want, look at the palette for what it is, because it may not be the palette. It may just be your expectations are off because I'm wanting something different, and the palette is what it is. The shades are what they are. They show up on me the way they show up on me. And so, you know, it is what it is. That's a whole lot of colors. We use 5 shades. They layer really well though. So I do like that. We're going back and actually we're going to take that shade that we just put all over the lid and we're going to buff under here. I don't even know, excuse me for that, why I'm still even doing stuff. You know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm winding down. I did have, I want to say a long day, but it wasn't long physically. It just feels long mentally. And part of what I do sometimes is videos because it winds me down. This side I came down too far. Do I care? Oh, it came off. Okay. I guess I did care. So that is going to be it for this look. I'm going to put on, putting stuff away, which I should have waited to do. I'm going to take Fenty Fly Liner, and because I'm black, on upper and lower, no, upper lash line. I think this is almost done because sometimes it comes out really easily and then other times it doesn't, and the tip is bent and I don't know why. And yes, I realize I did not edit this out. Thank you for being here for all of my experiments and looks with this palette. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on it. If you have it and it works for you, if you have it and it didn't work for you. And again, I need to keep in mind what my aesthetic is, what I prefer, and just accept it for what it is, or just don't accept it at all. And I am really going to ask a few friends that I know prefer lighter shades, like if they would like this palette, because this just isn't what I prefer. We're not even going to do mascara. This is going to be it. I'm not doing a short for this look. Maybe I should. I am. I'm going to still do a short for this look. We didn't even do a lip. I'm just going to pick this up. You know, this is similar to the color we used the other day, isn't it? No, we're going to take, and then I pick up this one. This is Undefeated. Fenty Stunner. Wipe off some chapstick. Say it with me. Always shake up your... Let me know below if you said it. So we're going to put this on. And... Am I going to edit this out? Nope. So let me not laugh or anything, because then it'll look really janky. I like keeping, sorry for smacking this in the video, when I do the stunners. So you can see how easy and quick it is. That was off of one pull out, and I always feel weird saying that because it's not a sofa bed and it's not the other kind of pull out. But this is off of that first one. Easy, quick. Do I want to tap a shimmer on it? Yes, I do. Am I going to? No, I'm not. Why? Because I'm done with this palette. I do want to put a shimmer. I'm going to just stop. I'm going to just stop. My niece told me once, sometimes auntie, you just have to stop. So we're going to stop. This is the look. I don't think it's bad. I think it's grungy, and I do like grungy. It just took a lot to do it. And this is 7 shades. Did we, no, 6. Did we even use this one? I think we ended up using this to buff underneath. So yeah, we used these 6 shades here for this look. Over a primer and over a black base, and also using a sponge tip applicator. So this is it. Thank you for being here, and I doubt you'll see me with this again. Unless it's a challenge or something that pops up, like the Washed Out and Dusty challenge or something, or just something that's not really me. I'm going to go on babbling. Thank you for being here. And if you're not subscribed and you're still here, go ahead and subscribe. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Leave comments either way, and you will see me soon. Something will pop up, so you will see me real soon if you just hang out. Thanks.